can sit back. Give me 1 second.
Alrighty.
So, I think there's really no spoiling. I mean, you
I
know,
mean,
you know what's going to. You know, Mary Poppins is going to do Mary Poppins. Um, but
yeah, I guess you're right.
what I liked most about this was it took you back to the movie, but not the same locations.
It well, yeah, I guess I got the same feeling. Basically, it kind of how can I say this? It was like, yes, you're watching Mary Poppins. It's a familiar feel, but they showed you something new,
Right.
and I like that. It was, I mean, started out with the singing. I guess that's the way Mary Poppins started too, right? With Dick Van Dyke uh, singing a song.
Yeah. And then,
And
well, the original started off with them singing about Poppins or Toppins or whatever. Uh,
hmm,
to the point where they brought the children back,
yeah,
but the children are not children anymore.
they're adults.
But you know them.
Yeah,
I mean, does it? You know what I mean? Like as soon as they start, you hear their names, you're like, oh, I'm home.
yeah.
I'm home. You know, Dick Van Dyke or the person that is playing that type of a role.
He's playing Jack. That was the name
Yeah,
they gave him there, Jack. I can't think of his name. Last name Miranda. That's all I remember.
right. It's a long name.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I think they took you all back to where you're supposed to be, where you
Yeah.
remember to be,
You
but
know,
different locations.
yeah, pretty much. What I was thinking is in the first one when they first meet Mary Poppins, the little boy, what's his name, Michael. He I guess he's like looking at her and his mouth is wide open. And did you catch that part
Mhm.
where when she walks in and she looks at him like Michael, close your mouth, or something?
Yep. It's still, yeah. Oh,
Still not a codfish or something.
right.
I don't know. I was like, oh, okay, that's it. It's
I enjoyed it so much. I mean,
it is.
in the original Dick Van Dyke and the chimney sweeps were dancing on the rooftops, and in this one they're lamp-lighters and they're dancing along the lamps. It
And
was
doing
just
the routines with those ladders, which I was
right.
like, dang,
It was so awesome. It was so well done,
yeah.
and it just one of the funniest scenes in the first one for me was when they went to the uncle's house and they're floating along the ceiling, and in
Oh
this
yeah,
one
that's
they're in
right.
the Topsy Upside Down house. It was just
Hmm.
it brought you back to those
Yeah.
childhood places, but in different or childhood. It's like, oh, we're going to take you to this country, but we're going to take you to a different city within the country.
Hmm.
It,
I guess. I guess.
it,
Like I said, to me, it gave me a familiar feel, but at the same time showing me something different. It's like uh, I I don't know. Like I said, I to me it was kind of like nostalgic, but at the same time bringing you something new.
right? Yep, I loved it.
And
I loved it.
the crazy thing is that of course, I mean, how it like 30 years had gone by, right? According to this,
Something like that.
and it's just well, Mary Poppins doesn't age. That's
And she looks in the mirror and she's like, oh, practically perfect in
perfect
every
in
way.
every way. Yeah. Hey, that's the same thing. I mean, come on. I was a kid checking out Julie Andrews back in the day. And of course, by the time
So
we saw it,
fine.
obviously, it'd been years because the original one was in the 60s, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like a 50th anniversary or something like that, I think. Wow. So yeah, go check it out. It's a fun watch. Uh, it'll show you things you already knew, but in a different way. It's kind of I don't know.
It's a way.
It, it
I think they can continue on. They can continue Mary Poppins on.
well, yeah, because now I mean they can bring let's say forward another. I guess could you imagine bringing Mary Poppins into today's world?
Uh, they could do it. I mean, if they
Because
just keep
now,
going up forward a generation,
well, they go forward another generation, that would put them probably in the 60s, right? Because they went like 30
probably.
years. They were supposed to be in the 1930s there.
Right.
So let's say they go forward another 30, that put them in the 60s.
Right.
I guess they could do that if they wanted to make like a trilogy type thing.
And it would put us in like 2040,
Uh,
20
I
something, 30, something like that.
I don't know. I was just thinking if they were to bring Mary Poppins to today's, like to 2019 or 2020, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
If they were to do that, I mean, basically it would be what Michael's grandkids,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean you got Michael's kids, but instead of yeah, I don't
You
know.
could do it. I don't know.
It,
I don't know if I want them to do it. I kind of, even if they were to stop here, I'd be like, I'd be okay with it.
well, this one was very well done. Like I said, she did such a good job. She pulled it off. Like after you get over the fact that you're it's not Julie Andrews, okay, whatever.
Right.
Obviously, it can't be. You you're watching Mary Poppins. I gotta admit, kind of like that kid that played the Han Solo movie. After a while, I was just looking at the character. I was no longer paying attention to the fact that he doesn't really resemble Harrison Ford.
Oh, yeah. 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 Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So the same thing here. Okay, so I am gonna say this. I mean, Julie Andrews had like a much sweeter face to look at, though.
Right.
Emily Blunt's hot. Don't get me wrong, and I'm probably gonna catch hell for saying that out loud here if Mrs. Pato hears this. But but anyway, actually, I'm gonna say it because I think they tricked me. I was bamboozled because we went to watch Mary Poppins Saturday, but the week before we were supposed to go see Mary Poppins, and once we got there, the 13-year-old and I believe Mrs. Pato here somehow tricked me into watching Aquaman.
Okay.
So I think there was foul play there. They wanted to
Well,
get
yeah,
some eye candy.
she didn't want you to see eye candy. They wanted to see their eye candy.
Well, I think that's exactly what happened. I got bamboozled. So, but anyway, like I said, yeah, Emily Blunt's hot, and she pulled it off really nicely. Like I said, after a while there, I wasn't trying to. Oh, how can I say? You know how you try to just
Find
like
the differences.
the differences or whatever. I was just looking at Mary Poppins, and I enjoyed the show. It's one of those, like I said, another movie that I've watched so far that I came out happy.
I came out very happy. I had a smile on my face from the moment it started.
Yeah.
The moment I see Cherry Hill Lane, I just, you know,
Notice something that Disneyland is kind of modeled to look like that.
yep.
I kept looking at the fences and everything, and I'm like, hey, it's almost like I've been there. It looks like areas of Disney. Pretty awesome.
And the fact that they had Angela Lansbury in it,
hmm
still the cake for me. I don't care what it is. I don't care what she's in, what she's doing, solving murders. She could be in a fucking gangbang. I don't care. If I see Angela Lansbury's face, I just get a warm, fuzzy feeling all over me. I just love her.
Okay.
You know what I mean? She's like everybody's grandma. You know what I mean? Like she's just
Yeah.
awesome.
All right.
You know?
Oh,
Sorry.
man. That's all gravy. No.
That's just kind of how I feel. You know what I mean? But
I was just thinking. I'm like, oh no, definitely no complaints. I mean, so yeah, definitely do go watch that movie if you haven't, and hopefully, if you haven't watched it, you paused, and
right.
and when you're listening to this, it's because you came back and shoot us up. Send us an email. Let us know what you think. Because I mean, I heard some people trying to like they were complaining about it, but they didn't just like I wouldn't want to see Back to the Future remade or rebooted. They didn't want this to happen.
I can see that. I was
Yeah,
very, very nervous when I heard.
yeah. I was too. I was like, oh, come on, really? And then I saw the trailer, and we talked about it. It's recorded somewhere in one of our episodes. I cannot remember exactly which one, but I said I think she's gonna pull it off.
Right.
So,
And she did. Oh,
and she
oh my
did.
God. Holy fuck.
Hell yeah. Holy hell, man. So, let's see.
It says something. It says something for a person to be able to pull off an iconic role as Mary Poppins that a fucking knuckle jagger like myself can smile the whole way through the movie.
Hey,
You know what I mean? Like that just says something. It just shows you how talented the whole cast were.
well, the mouse really, they're not
Stepped
whack.
up.
They pay attention to every detail. I mean,
But then we got the new Aladdin coming out. Have you seen the trailer for that one?
yeah. And although I love Will Smith, love him to death,
Yeah.
I still
Yeah.
think that they should have left that alone. All they needed to do was Aladdin, maybe Jasmine, and the other people in real life. They could have left the genie as a CGI version. They could have even made him look like Robin Williams.
And had his voice. They have it.
All
They
his
have
plans.
it.
They have everything there, and there is enough footage of throughout, all the movies from Robin Williams that they could have made a CGI version of the genie
Yep.
and just work around that.
Oh, I agree. So 150 million%.
I mean, it's a no
It's
brainer,
crazy.
but
It's crazy how much of an impact Robin Williams had on that movie. Because every time I talk to somebody about this movie, the one thing they say is the same thing we're saying. They could have had Robin Williams' voice in that.
just have his voice and CGI. Okay, if you're bent on having Will Smith wrap him up in those things and in green and CGI.
I don't know. They could have picked a different role for him. I mean, maybe he'll pull it off and it'll be awesome. I mean, he's awesome in everything he does.
Well, that is true. Maybe after we watch it, we'll be like drinking a tall glass of "Shut the fuck up" and giving props to the man. Like I said, like I said, I don't think there's a Will Smith movie that I can say, oh, I really don't like this shit. Just about everything he's done. I mean, it's fun, it's watchable, it's cool. I mean,
or it's heartfelt and it brings you to tears.
Yeah, the one with the kid where he was selling those machines.
That one, and then there was Pursuit of Happiness, and then there was 7 pounds. Oh, God damn it! God damn, I'm gonna start crying again.
Yeah, fuck. Like I said, he's done some movies. I Am Legend. Fuck.
Yep. Hancock.
You're an asshole. What'd you say? You heard me.
Call me an asshole. One more time.
No, but I like the little kid who like, Hancock, what, boy? Bad guys? Yeah, okay, what do you want? A cookie? You're an asshole. What'd you say? You heard me? Fucking little kid just.
I want them to do a second Hancock. I really do.
That would be awesome.
I enjoy that character so much.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, maybe after we watch it, we'll be singing a different tune.
I hope so. I really do. But yeah. I like Robin Williams.
Yeah.
But anyways, Aquaman. Wow.
I wish they had taken this approach to all the other movies.
Thank you. If this is where DC is going, Marvel, look out.
Yep.
That movie was one hell of a ride.
Yeah.
It really was. It was like that one rare moment where you're at a strip club and you go home with the girl and you just have a hell of a night.
Okay, I wasn't sure I was gonna put it that way, but
You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
it's like, this is never gonna. You're pretty sure this is never gonna happen again, and you're just getting every last little bit of it